garden friends. Today on Flower Patch, we are going to sow some Coleus seeds in a container that is recycled. And it works very well. I was doubtful of it the first time I used it, and I was a complete success. And now I wanted to do it again. So we're going to sow the Coleus seeds, and the beauty of starting them from seed is you get a ton of them on the cheap. And you can fill containers, decorate shade areas. If it's a shade Coleus, there's some that will make it in the sun. So all of that is good. So let's get rolling on sowing some Coleus and updating on my petunias and my rose cuttings at the end. Okay, let's get rolling. Alrighty, Coleus. Now, I will link to the video I did last year. I totally did a test of planting or seeding in an egg carton like this. This is a plastic one. I have poked holes in all of the cells, I guess you call it. And I did it with a hot skewer because it's very hard to get this pierced with other type of utensils. It wants to crumple up rather than have the whatever you're using go through it. So that's why I use a hot skewer. It goes really fast. Heat it on my stove, or I also use my alcohol lamp out here at times. That won't work in there. That was the bottoms of the roots of something. Probably something I potted up in here. Anyway, so I got all these cells filled, pretty much. Let me tap it down. Tap it down. Now, I like to start with dry potting mix or seed starting mix. I know a lot of people will moisten it ahead of time, etc., but it's so much harder to get it into the cells that I just prefer it dry, and then I have no problem in moistening it. Now, I did have a problem with the one seed starting kit I got, and it just did not want to moisten. Now, I tried everything, even the hot water trick, so it wouldn't have mattered in a container or not. That stuff was not going to moisten. I probably could have gotten it to, if I would have added a little bit of soap to the mix, because that breaks the dirt molecule open. And even though it was not dirt, usually that's not coconut coir, but peat moss. It's usually peat moss. And once that gets dried out and hydrophobic, that's where it repels water rather than absorbs it. It is really hard to get that to work. Okay, so Coleus. One thing great about this, using this container, is what worked for me last year, is you can use this for the top cover to hold in moisture, and then once that they have germinated, you remove the cover because that would encourage mold, and I could put it underneath and it would be the water catcher. Until then, I really don't need to water, so I don't need a water catcher. Okay, now I had Coleus. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? That is called Folia Sunset. Very red. Now, last year I grew a mix, and I loved it. I had it on my back deck, the plants, and they did beautifully. I will share with you a link to the video. And it all worked. And those were like dollar store seeds. So I didn't have to buy dedicated mix or dedicated ones, but I just wanted to make sure I got a lot of these red. I just thought they were awesome. And then here's a pinto mix, and it has some purples and really pretty ones in it. And then this one, no, that's not it. This is also, oh yeah, Jade Coleus. This one is white, I think, with large ivory leaves edged in vibrant green. So I knew that one was going to be really pretty. So this tray is 18, because this was an 18 pack of eggs. So there's 4 this direction and then 6 that direction. So I have to decide how many of each one I want to grow. So I think I will do 6 of the Folia Sunset, 6 of the Jade Coleus, and then 12 of this mix. And last time, I think every single one germinated, if I can remember correctly. If not, I think I got, ooh, these are tiny. See how tiny they are? I think I just dropped some. Now you have to be careful. You see on the top of this is sticky, so some stuck to it. So you just want to sweep them back down into the package. Hopefully that was visible. Anyways, there's so many here. I'm just going to try to get 1 or 2 per cell. Teeny tiny. I think I'm going to do 2 per cell. And you know what? They're not hard to separate when they get bigger. Big enough to get their second set of leaves. I just saw a gnat hovering over that soil. Okay. Yeah, this is the mix. I had to double check really quick. As I said, I'm lazy and I'm in a hurry, so I'm just scooping up 3 or so and then dumping them down into the thing. And like they will be easy to separate, so I don't have to kill any. So wow, there's tons in here. So I can plant more if I want. If I had the time, I'd do a plant sale, but I just don't have the time for that. Yeah, I was just recently offered a very high-paying job, secular job, and had nothing to do with gardening. But I thought about it. I was tempted at first because it was excellent money. But I'm of an age now where I want to enjoy my days, have the freedom to do what I want to do, and continue on. One of the things that was tempting about it is I thought it would really pump up, my Social Security account and all of that. Oh, well, what is this? I don't like it. The plastic, see, it's sticking to it with static electricity. So now I'm going to have to dig them out to put them in. They won't come out. They won't pour out. They stick to the plastic. All right. I'm going to have to sew every single one of these. So I'm going to have to open this package and lay it open so I can get to those seeds. All right. Now these seeds probably will only need just a bare covering of vermiculite. So I'm going to put these back in here. And no soil. So here's the Wizard Jade Coleus. And these are from Swallowtail Garden Seeds. These are old seeds. These were bought in 2022. So I'm going to sow them a little more thickly. Though those Pinto ones I sewed thickly because they were so dinky. Okay, come on. So do you grow Coleus from seed? They are very easy. At least they have been for me. So let me know. And if you have a favorite variety, I would love to know that too. I would love to try different ones. Now when I set up my back deck with our sitting area and our fire pit, etc., these work really well because it's shady. And they just bring a colorful element because the foliage is so striking. So I hope you saw my visit to the Cambria Garden Center. It just was so neat. And there were so many plants that I had never seen before. Well, you know what? I'm just going to sow all of them because there was not that many left, and they're older seeds, so they might not make it through another season. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to write on the edge of the container, this one, I'm going to do the jade. If I put jade on this side and then I put Pinto mix over there, I'll know from watching the video again which one is where. So Pinto. And then this one, oh, I just did it wrong. Erase. I could erase it. So this is jade. Had Pinto on my mind after jade. I'll write it again just in case that one gets rubbed off somehow. And then this one over here, I will write Pinto. I'll put P. Okay. That way I'll be able to find it again later. So this one definitely will put a little bit of vermiculite on top. And then I will put it in a tray to moisten it. And then that's good. We will come back. Last time I think they germinated, within a few days. Now also I need to push these down, firm them down. Always firm your seeds down so they have good contact with the soil. That is very important. Maybe even more important than the depth. Now, a lot of times seeds will go ahead and germinate even if they're a little bit shallow, but you can really make a boo-boo in planting them too deeply. So that's important. So I'm using the butt end of my little trowel. I love this thing. This thing has been a great tool. It especially comes in handy when it's time to transplant these. Okay. That is good. All good. So, okay, I guess there was a little bit more in here. Anyways, it's okay. It's all good. Alrighty, like I said, these will go into a tray of water. I usually start with warmish water so that it will absorb better if it's warm. The water's warm. So that is one thing. I also have rainwater out there, which I most likely will collect and then heat just to bring it up to a warmer temperature. And because rainwater is really excellent for seedlings. What do you think they get watered with out in nature? Okay, so I was going to update you on some things. Alrighty, I will bring you up to date. I'll update you on the rose cuttings. They are doing beautifully. In fact, some of the rose stems, cuttings that had rooted and I potted up, I'll link that in the description box below too. Their roots are already coming out the bottom. And I potted some up in these clear containers. And you can see the roots down the side. That's why I really love these. You can see the roots, so I know they're growing strongly. Yeah, it's going to be impossible to do the delphiniums today. They're still all covered with snow, so that, like I said before, is going to be up and coming. And you want to get them when they're smaller, so hopefully I'm not too late. I think the one out in my rose cottage garden starts later because it gets more shade there. So that one might be the one I do the demo with. Okay, so the other thing was the petunias I potted up. They're doing great. I will take my camera in and just show you a quick shot of those items on the light rack. I was going to pot up the gomphrena out here, and I guess I'll do that in another video till I figure out if the diatomaceous earth worked. And I may sprinkle it on top of these just as a double whammy, just in case there's any of those fungus gnat larvae in there or gnats. And like I said, it's already in it a little bit, but it doesn't hurt to put on top, because then if others from other plants decide to come and land and try to nest in this, then it will kill them. So that's that. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this video on starting Coleus seeds, on the updates of my other plants on the light rack, how they're doing, show you that I'm not a complete failure at some things. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.